Hi, my name is Maia Taylor. I'm 14 and I'm from Woodland, Washington. Between the fall of 2019 and 2022, enrollment at public community and technical colleges dropped by 25%, and public four-year institutions dropped by 10%. Why do you think the public community college enrollment numbers dropped so much more, and what ideas do you have that can help that?
Thank you, Maya, for your question. It's very insightful, actually, and it's exactly the question that the legislature and the Post-Secondary Education and Workforce Committee has been grappling with. And in fact, you used the facts that I was going to share today. So I really appreciate your research in this question as well. It is correct. We have seen undergraduate enrollment at public institutions dropping. Not only it's been a decline slightly over the last decade since the Great Recession, but has been a much steeper decline since COVID. And I think the pandemic definitely has been a factor in this. And essentially what we're seeing is that the decline has been steeper, and it's been steeper in community technical colleges, as you rightly pointed out, compared to the four-year public university system. And we think it might be to do with the demographics of the students that attend community technical colleges, because what we typically see is that these are students who are older. They're 40% are parents. They're working in other jobs. And if you think about the economic impacts during the pandemic, they might have put their education on hold in order to go and get jobs that were actually quite plentiful at a time just post-recession or post-pandemic, in order to be able to pay for their family and all of the different needs that they had, and decided to drop out of the community technical college system. The other reason we might see that is because if you want to get a really good paying job and a very fast growing industry, 70% of them require some kind of a degree, either an associate or a bachelor's level degree. And navigating the collegiate system to get to that degree is hard for some people who are first generation students, those who are underrepresented, because we do see that demographic, or those who might be from rural communities. And so what we need to do in the legislature is give them better access to know, they have financial aid. Washington College Grant is one of the most generous and equitable financial aid grants in the nation. And we are trying to find ways to give pre-eligibility to students so that they know in 10th grade that they have access to this grant. It is for low-income families, but it's prorated up to $100,000. So getting that information out is really crucial, because some students feel like, why even bother to go to college if I can't afford it? When we have this amazing resource here in our state, we're working really hard to work with certain populations. So first generation students, those who are Native American. So for example, we did an apprentice program this year, apprenticeship assistant program in a law that we'd like to pass. Thank you again for your question, because I think there's a lot of different efforts that the legislature can do to help students navigate this complex system, but also to help support our workforce in Washington State.
Well, thanks for the great question, Maya. Right now we don't know. We're not sure why in the colleges and the two-year colleges, why they went down. My guess is that most kids that were going to go to college usually go to four-year colleges, so there's not a lot of chances of change. But when you go to two-year college, you're going to go get a certificate in welding, or you're going to get a two-year AA, and most people aren't really clear that's what they're going to do in life. So they, weren't really clear, especially when it was COVID. They weren't sure what they were going to do in the next couple of years, and so I think that a lot of kids lost their direction a little bit. So there's an analysis going on right now about what is happening and why it's happening and why things turned out the way they turned out. But we're doing plenty of things right now in order for that to change. We're increasing more dollars for the colleges, getting them out sooner than later. And so we're hoping that that works for us.